Madam Chairwoman, I just want to say I think, I know we looked into doing something like this last year, and I appreciate that this is coming through the committee. And I think it is good to do. I think the property tax exemption that was put in for the 100% permanent and total disability rating is a good one. And I think what we can do to try to help the municipalities with it is good as well. So I just want people to know this is in no way taking away from that tax exemption. I know there's been some concerns in some veteran communities that this legislative session there might be an effort to try to peel back some of that, and I've been telling them no, I'm not aware of any. So I just want to make certain they realize that that this bill has nothing to do with changing that tax exemption if they're eligible for it. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. And I just want to say this is a very good bill. And I think there's two different issues that don't necessarily connect from A to B. One is wanting to show continued respect and honor for those who have served and for their families. And I don't think any of us disagree with that. In fact, this was a great effort to have this tax exemption brought out, a new tax exemption. And that's certainly very good, something certain veterans did not have. And it did not take away from any of the other tax exemptions that they might be eligible for. And there were some fixes last year and a lot of discussion, even outside a committee, about what to do with fixes. And there was a realization that we were hearing from a lot of municipalities, I certainly did, based upon revenue, municipal revenue they just weren't getting. And it wasn't that they were saying, well, we should take this tax exemption away. Rather, it was, if you're going to mandate something, then back it up and pay for it. And that's something we hear all the time from municipalities, is this mandate, that mandate, another mandate. It does add up. I don't think it's a small amount. I can cite some towns that it's quite sizable. In communities that struggle to pass budgets because people cannot afford Connecticut. And we need to keep that in mind. So having this tax exemption in is another way of honoring and respecting veterans and their families. Absolutely. And I think we should be proud as a committee that this was put into place and we protected it last year and looked to give some municipal options, knowing that more mandates couldn't have been done from an affordability point of view. But I don't see that there's any nexus to tag it to saying that people should pay higher property taxes for them to show respect and honor. I can cite Stafford, my good colleague Rep. Vail, and I are honored to go and speak at a big veteran ceremony. And Stafford has a huge number of veterans, very proud, very active. And the outpouring from the community of people who have never served that come on out for events like that, sincerely are coming on out to support the veterans, is tremendous. They don't need a higher property tax to motivate them for that. They do it. And in that community, for example, and all the other 12 communities I represent, there's huge outpouring of support in different ways. So when we're looking at trying to help our veterans and their families, I don't have a problem per se, but it gets to a bigger issue that if we're looking to also do things not just for them, but for the broader population of people out there, hardworking families, their families, seniors who might be on fixed incomes, job-creating small businesses, even municipalities that struggle to make ends meet for various reasons. In a state that's more and more unaffordable for more and more people, we should not be piling more unaffordability onto them. If you look at a lot of towns that had budgets and had votes, many towns went through multiple budget votes that failed because people coming out saying they just can't afford the property taxes. So I think we can have both of these issues. We can be respecting and honoring our veterans through something like this property tax that was put into place, and continue to address that needs very much to be addressed much more by this legislature, affordability, and pay for the various mandates that the legislature puts into place. To me, one doesn't preclude the other or limit the other. We can have both. and not take away from honoring and respecting our veterans. That's my opinion, and I do respect people may have different opinions, and that's fine. But I think that's important that we keep in mind what we're trying to do, and there's more than one thing we're trying to do. And this bill is very good to try to help municipalities that otherwise have to pay for this in property taxes going up. Thank you.